All right, welcome to Tuesday D&D. Hopefully you all are as excited as we are to continue in our barnyard search for these Farmer Thomas, I believe, his animals. Let's get started with doing introductions per usual. I'm Charlie. I'm the DM for this group. They are definitely keeping me on my toes. From what I can tell, trying to cast level spells that they're not ready for and whatnot should be interesting. Let's go with Matt. Start us off.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'm playing Balric, and he's definitely a fun character, a dwarven ranger. That's not a very good ranger. So
Okay, and then Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I am playing Faith, Tiefling Hexblade Paladin, and she is apparently going to be more rangery than the ranger.
Okay, and then Derek, who doesn't currently have the camera, but we got this.
Don't worry, I am here. Hello, I am Derek. I am playing Harag, our evil necromancer wizard.
Okay, and then Devin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Devin. I am playing our Harangon Paladin, Duper Thundermit, which has, if you tune into last session, you can kind of tell what I am used for, getting into the tight spaces that everyone else can't.
All right.
And we can't forget our mascot Baymax because he just jumped up.
Yes, everybody say hi to Baymax. Awesome. Is there anyone who would like to give a recap? Get some inspiration.
Well, we saved the kitty last week, and then we found the goats, and we were discussing how to get them back, whether it was get the sheepdog or goat dog in this case, or entice them with carrots.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did bring the cat back in between, but that's about it.
Yeah, we have a tendency to talk a lot, I guess. Or role play rather. Like we are a very
Well, to
role
be fair,
play.
we rolled.
We're a very role play heavy
terribly.
group. Also that. Yes, so we did you all were standing at the edge of the forest. You could see ahead of you on some boulders that there were the two goats that were mentioned, which we have renamed Milo and Otis, standing there. So we have Milo, the let's see. Yes, the black goat is Milo, and then Otis is going to be that mountain goat. And you all were deciding what you thought you should do as far as approaching. And when we last kind of left off, it seemed like the group was leaning towards looking for the dog and then coming back. But we've had a week in between. Is that the approach we still want to go with, or something different?
Yeah. Do we want to go find the sheepdog first, or do we want to entice with a carrot? That Duper was so kind enough to loan us. Well, not loan. I don't think you want it back.
No.
Not.
Either way is fine with me. I do have these different colored carrots. I am not too sure if they do anything or if they were just a regional carrot. I do have a purple, white, and yellow carrot.
I thought you had some orange ones.
Well, I do have my orange ones, but if I'm going to be giving some to goats, I want to give the ones I am not so sure about.
But they may not be enticing to the goats. I mean, it's cool. We can just go find a. Oh dear, what's the doggy's name?
Patch.
I say
Patch.
we go find Patch.
Patch. What do you think, Baymax?
That is
Should we go find
fine.
Patch?
Okay, you all. I don't like that sound.
It's just my voice.
Also, that. Well, it sounds like something big is getting ready to happen with the da-da-da-da over and over again. Obviously, I'm not a music person, so there we go. Okay, so you all are currently on a pretty wide set path. Is that going to be the path that you want to follow, or are you wanting to go off trail? What are you thinking for how you want to go approach this? Trying to find the dog. What are we looking for?
Balric, could you use your expert tracking skills to see if you could see some different types of tracks?
Expert? I haven't seen no expert.
Well, I can definitely try. That's for sure. I haven't seen much expert either yet, but yeah, I can try and look for tracks and just kind of start whistling.
All right. Roll me a survival.
Survival. That is awful. 12.
That's not the worst that you have rolled.
True.
Let's keep it in perspective here. As you are looking around and like being on a pretty well-worn path, you obviously notice that there are tracks on the path because all of you are currently on it, but like you don't see anything that like you can distinguish as being Patch's tracks.
I'm not seeing any dog tracks here. There's tracks, just no dog tracks.
Are there cow tracks or chicken tracks?
Oh, I guess I can't really tell. I'm really struggling today. It's definitely not one of my highlights.
So it would be one of those things where like all the tracks are very blended together because of the mud on the path itself. So like that's making it hard for you to distinguish, like being able to kind of pinpoint one specific track.
Okay.
Hey,
We do have a general direction. I could use my rations to draw out the dog.
That will do.
that is not a bad idea. Rogue, that is the best thing I have heard you say in 3 days.
Isn't that crazy time perspective in D&D? Like, it's only been, this is day 3. Session 8 or 7 and day 3.
Yes.
Alright, so the group begins to kind of walk through the forest on the path, trying to look and call out for Patch. You're not really seeing any evidence of Patch being anywhere near where you all are. As the tracks begin to thin out, and isn't a cluster of like people walking in one spot, you do notice that there are some tracks that seem to be going off of the path, and they look similar to what you'd expect a dog's paw print to be, but you're not certain if they are Patches or not, but they look to be a little bit better than what you would have thought before. That was like really bad description on my part. So, like, you've probably gone, I would say, like, probably about 200 feet or so, and you do see that there are other tracks that are off into the woods.
Well, there's some tracks here. We could follow those.
Yeah, let's try it.
Onward!
Alright, so as you all continue walking into the forest, you do see in the, like, deep within the heart of this forest, you kind of stumble across this captivating sight. Amidst the towering trees, you see one tree that captivates your attention. It makes you forget what has brought you out here into the forest in the first place. Its ancient branches are reaching out like fingers towards the sky, and it's nestled among the gnarled limbs of numerous other trees. And what you see dangling off is a bunch of random trinkets. So let me pop that up real quick. Okay, and I put it in the chat, but I also popped it up so you all can see. So you see this, like, really kind of beautiful tree that has things dangling down from it, and where the inspiration for this tree came from is this here. I don't know if you all have ever been to, I think it's Bottle Ranch off of Route 66, and I believe this is in California, if I'm remembering correctly from my road trip.
That's cool.
Yeah, oh, I, like, lost everything. Okay, there we go. But, so, and if you've ever seen, my real inspiration for this was, Harriet the Spy. There's a scene in that movie where they are in front of a, they go to this tree that, like, they're doing all kinds of fun stuff around, and that's kind of what I thought of with this. So you see this tree nestled amongst everything in the forest, and you can see the different glass bottles hanging from it. Each of them look very delicate and as if they have like a story etched into its form. Some of them are clear as crystal, which, you know, offers a glimpse of the greenery that's beyond. Others have like a light tint to them that kind of cast a subtle hue upon the forest floor, and they all seem to be like remnants of a forgotten time to you, whispering like secrets of distant journeys. It's almost as if people came through and like deliberately put these trinkets onto the tree.
It's so pretty.
That's
Yes.
got death written all over it.
Hey, you get out of here with your negativity. So as all of you are seeing this tree, like, what would your character be doing?
I would be trying to kind of see if I can kind of think of anyone who would anyone or anything that I know, since I have proficiency with jeweler's tools, like kind of see if I know anyone who kind of does stuff like this normally or anything like that.
You can roll me a history check on it. I feel like that would be the best check for that. Would you be stepping closer to take a closer look at it?
I don't think I know anything.
You don't know Jack. You're just mesmerized with the sheer beauty of this tree. Like, you're standing there and kind of enamored by it as you're looking and gazing at it.
Pretty.
Could I see if this tree or anything on it kind of has like a magical property to it, like it's radiating any sort of energy
negative or positive.
And that's going to be detect good and evil, is that right?
Oh shoot, I might have already used that today.
I think you did. You did earlier.
Yes, I did. I did. On the brush. Shoot. Dang it. Could I do a check to see if there is anything magical about the tree itself? Just the tree? Could I do like a check on it?
Like an
To see if I'm
arcana?
sensing anything? Yeah.
Yeah, are you going to get close to the tree?
I am going to get a little bit closer. How far are we from the tree right now?
Right now, you all are probably about 40 feet from the tree looking at it. Unless you know that you have moved closer. So, Matt, if you feel like you have moved closer, you can definitely let me know. But that's about where you all are. So, like, you've reached the point of the path where you are, like, standing in front of it. But as far as I know, no one has approached it. You're just looking from a distance.
Okay. I would like to get about 25 feet from the tree. And then do my check.
Okay. Is anyone going with Duper as he approaches to get closer to the tree?
I'll be kind of moving up with them a little bit, since
Yeah.
I'm so mesmerized by it.
Yeah. So pretty.
I'll go up and be 30 feet from the tree.
Ooh!
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, there's the nat 20 for the
There we
night.
go. Okay, so you're gonna be about 30 feet from the tree. Let's see. Not what I want.
Mm-mm. Sorry.
The tree is a giant mimic.
That's what I was
nobody
kind of
has
thinking.
nobody has played that yet. Okay, so yeah, there's a mimic item that can be played. So
Yeah,
as
3,000.
yeah, oh my gosh, one of my dogs is snoring so loud. Like, I have my headset on, and I can still hear her snoring. Okay, so as Duper, Faith, and Balric, as you begin to approach the tree, you can hear the rustling of leaves underfoot. You hear, and Harag, you can also like hear this, but you're behind them. The distant calls of the birds that are, creating the symphony of the natural sounds around it. And the air itself just seems to have this very earthy fragrance of moss and decaying wood that's mingling with the scent of wildflowers. And this place seems to be a place that's untouched by human hands, where like nature has definitely kind of reigned supreme in it. And as you approach the tree itself, there's this thick carpet of moss and fallen leaves, and as you step into it, your feet begin to sink into the soft ground, and it almost feels as though the three of you, like, you feel more connected to the tree and this ancient soil that you're standing a part of. And the atmosphere itself is one of tranquility, and like time itself seems to be standing still, and your worries dissipate. And you're standing in front of this tree. You are filled with a sense of wonder and intrigue. Duper, you're looking at it to see if there's anything magical that you can kind of, take from it as you're looking it over. And as you all are standing there, go ahead and make for me a dexterity saving throw.
rolls are going to be the death of me.
Oh god. Oh, it ain't so bad.
Wait. Oh, wrong
There we
turn.
go. Yes, thank you for the Titanic flute. Oh, Harag, you were like already safe, but thank you for making sure we knew you were extra safe.
Just making sure.
Alright,
Because if not, it was going to be Tensar's floating disc.
there we go.
Can't use that on yourself.
Yeah, well, it would keep him from falling, but it wouldn't move
It
him
just
anywhere
doesn't
else.
move.
Yeah. Alright, Duper, you are quick, and it must be those, Paragon reflexes that you've got, because you immediately sense that the ground is giving out from underneath you, and you jump back, out of the pit trapdoor that is falling beneath, and, Balric and Faith, go ahead and roll me a d4.
No. Nope. Damn it. Stop it.
And I know fall damage is a d6, but I don't want to kill you all from having you fall. So as you are falling into this pit trap, you do both of you kind of scrape your arms a little bit on the way down along the side where there's some roots and things sticking out, and you both take 2 points of damage each from your fall.
Well, this is a problem.
Ow. That's dumb.
Okay, and you are 10 feet below. So you're at the bottom of this pit. It is pretty dark down below, so you would probably, like with shadows, be able to see very faintly. You both have dark vision, don't you?
Yep.
Okay. I have the campaign where like only one person has it, so it gets confusing. This is the one where only Duper doesn't have it. Got it. Which I think that a Haragon should have dark vision, like that
They
to me.
should.
Yeah. But either way, so as you all plummet to the bottom of this pit, you do notice across from each of you, so you are 10 feet down, that there are 2 giant centipedes across from you. And you can see all their little tiny, well, not tiny, they're pretty large. Their large legs and, like, their beady eyeballs, just kind of glistening in the darkness as you are in this. And it's a pretty large, hole overall that's made. So it's about 25 feet, across, 25 by 20 feet.
Balric, how much do you weigh?
Of course, the one who can fly.
Why I'm asking how much he weighs. I'll take him out with me if I can.
160 pounds.
160, strength of 13. Can I carry him? The 10 feet or so out?
I'm looking real quick to see. Okay, you can carry up to your strength score times 15 pounds without penalties, so yes.
So yeah, that should be, yeah. So I will pick him up. Hold on, just please excuse me, but come with me if you want to live. And we fly out.
I do
Gosh,
not fight
dog
it.
Alright. Man, that's a good note to me to be able to recall. Technically, Faith cannot go into these pit traps. Yes, so you quickly take a look, and before they realized what has happened, you do swiftly get yourself and Balric up out of this pit away from these giant centipedes.
Thank you very much, Faith. It's greatly appreciated.
You're welcome. I mean, maybe if all of us were there, but, just the two of us would not have been fun.
I could have had Harag throw me in their direction. I may not have been able to see, but he could have thrown me in their direction.
Alright, so now you have this very large gaping hole in front of this very beautiful tree, but going back because I don't want to have wasted Duper's probably one and only nat 20 of the game, or the night. Let's be more positive, of the night.
Yeah.
So once you kind of catch your breath and move away from the hole, and get yourself more near the tree where it's safe, and you're taking a look at it, what kind of stands out to you isn't necessarily that there's anything on the tree itself that's magical, but like looking at the different inscriptions on the bottles and stuff, they have almost like a fey-like creature would have done them type of thing. Like you're not too certain what exactly, but like to you, this tree doesn't just appear like something that would have ended up in the forest on its own. So like it has magical components in that part, like that something had to have been crafting and carving into this tree and hanging up the trinkets that are on it.
Okay. And I would also relay that to the group as well. That there was, kind of something had an influence on this. What's the word I'm looking for? This monument in the middle of this forest.
It kind of reminds you of either if you are familiar with them or if you have read about them, Chewingas. And you know that these are very small, typically shy elemental spirits that are found in remote locations. And as you kind of look over and think about earlier when you all were in the forest and you had done your detect good and evil, you kind of now are beginning to think perhaps what you had seen on the trail was one of these Chewingas.
Sweet.
They must keep centipedes around to protect their tree.
Well, then I'm glad we didn't kill them.
True. Wouldn't want little elementals angry with us.
Nobody wants elementals angry at you.
Balric, roll me a nature or survival, whichever one you think you might get above a 10 on.
They're both the same plus, so we'll try this.
Great.
Hey, I got a 15.
Excellent. As you are up and out and kind of looking around and things, like, you feel the trap, especially hearing Duper, describe what he would know about the Chewingas being, very small creatures. You feel that this trap had to be something that would have been set by a trapper. Like, you think that these are two separate occurrences.
Oh, this was definitely set up by a trapper, not the Chewingas.
Oh. Well, shit.
Well, and then Faith, roll me let's do a history check.
Right.
Okay. You would immediately then think that this might have been the work of Trapper Harlan, who is a skilled hunter in the area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he probably did that.
Is anyone else getting a lot of feedback from Devin?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second.
Oh, is it the toilet? The bathroom? I just like making sure it's not just me. It was not meant to be like a call out. It was just like, I just need to know this isn't just me that's hearing it.
I'm gonna try something really quick.
I don't know what does it, but how he fixes it is he touches the little input for his mic, and boop, fixed.
Huh.
That's a good girl.
Oh, so is maybe the
Are you going to be mascot number
plug
2?
that it's connecting into might be like kind of shorting out.
Okay, is this any better?
Yes.
That is weird that it is picking that up. So, behind me, I have one of my AC vents. That is what my mic is picking up, and that is what is causing the backfeed.
Hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I just got up and shut my my air conditioning off, and now it went away.
No being comfortable for you.
I guess not.
You be hot and you like it.
Man, this dog is having some intense dreams behind me. Like she's kind of, they don't really, so our dogs don't bark and like in general, but she's kind of like barking a little bit in her sleep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you all are still near this tree. What would you all like to do?
I will try and whistle and call Patches.
As you whistle, and at this point you're probably more prepared and used to it, you let out your whistle for Patches, and once again, these trees that are like full of songbirds, you just spook them, and they all just go flying and up and out of the way of you all. You don't really like get any like a good sign of Patches or like hear anything to kind of indicate that Patches is coming to you. You all are able to hear that there is, and Faith would be moderately aware, like the river is kind of up ahead, so like you can hear the rushing of water as well.
As far as technical difficulties go, I think that's one of the more major ones we've had.
Okay.
Shit. I just read Discord.
So I guess I had never pieced together that you all were like in the same like space. Like I just assumed you lived like near, but not like near.
Well, so me and Derek do, because I am Derek's guardian. It's kind of a long story.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
and then we
yes.
just right now we live one town away from each other. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess I had it like that first time where you all were having technical issues, and I think he was coming and helping you. I took it as you were in like the same apartment complex, and like
Yeah,
one was
no,
moving.
No.
And that's fine. I mean, it's none of my business by any means, but I was like, oh, just connecting dots.
Yeah, no. So Derek lives in my basement.
Nice. All right. Do we want to just do a quick, maybe 5-minute break and for him to come back, and we can get back to you?
Yes, that sounds
Okay.
like a fantastic idea.
Cool. We will do
Perfect.
that then. Alright, we are going to take about a 5-minute break while we wait for some technical issues to resolve, and then we will be right back. All right, welcome back. Sorry for the delay in that, but hopefully you got to check out some cool art. And in the chat, if you're ever curious about anyone's character, if you just do ! And the character name, you can pull up their character sheet. So that was playing through as well. And let's go ahead and, before I forget for a millionth time, so one thing in my Discord server that I had that I need to work on bringing back is we had an economy where they could earn points so that they could buy different stuff like to affect in-game, and Jackie has a roll for a magic item. And then, Jackie, I probably will then drop it into the game somehow, but, like, let's go ahead and take her. You can roll a D100 for me.
Mine is... Come on. Flippin', really?
5. I don't feel like I need to work this into the game. I feel like your character would probably have this. You get a potion of greater healing. I feel like at some point, tinkering with Mila or Turok, you would easily have that. Having been on at Dragon's Rest for 5 years. Alright. So where we last left off, we're trying to find a way to entice Patch, the dog, to find, like, trying to call out the dog to find the dog so we can then use it to go back to our goat friends who we hope will stay put, Milo and Otis. And so you're currently by the tree. We haven't said that we've left that area, and you are kind of either beside it or in front of it. Like, some of you haven't really decided to, like, approach after the trap was set off or after you jumped back from the trap. So what would the group like to do?
Having moral difficulties deciding to hop up there and grab one of these trinkets.
Yes, so if you are tuning in, they are standing in front of a tree full of trinkets and, like, glass bottles that are kind of glimmering in the sunlight. It looks as though a Chewinga might have had something to do with creating this beautiful tree and all of its little ornaments that are on it.
Anyone else?
After falling down into the hole, I'm gonna keep my distance a little bit.
I mean, Duper, you could just roll dice and decide odd you grab it, even you don't.
Right? So we are away from the hole now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have assumed, like, Duper, like, once you got up and stuff, you probably approached and you're probably the closest to the tree just because you were trying to look it over to see if there was anything magical about it.
Okay. Could I do a check, kind of looking up at the trinkets? Could I see if there is any one of them that kind of speaks out to me, or if I notice anything that is kind of paladin or lawful related, like a holy symbol or some other trinket that kind of I notice that has that quality to it.
Yes. I don't know what to have you roll, but you certainly can.
Okay.
So you're wanting to see if it speaks to you.
Yeah.
Maybe an insight? Do we think that would be an insight?
I could do an insight. Let me roll an insight. Where is... there it is. Well, that ain't what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Now we're cooking with fire.
Alright, so with an 18 on that insight check, as you are looking up and trying to kind of get a look for this, you do see a few that are like within your vision. You notice one that has what looks to be, so within the glass bottle itself, it looks to be filled with various colors of dragon scales that are also like adding to that glistening effect that is happening. You also see inside of one, it's kind of like a pale pink color on the outside on the bottle itself, and it just appears to be emptied. You're not sure what might be in it.
Okay. Oh shoot! Here we go.
I've got more. Sorry, I just wanted to, because I'm not like telling you everything, so I was like, I need to actually write some of this down. Dragon scales was the first one.
The pink bottle.
And the pink one is the one that looks empty. Okay, and then you also see, you see one that, at first glance looks to be, cool, but as you glance at it more, it appears to be like a purple, gemstone. But like, anybody else that takes a look at it, like, they're just seeing what you initially see with it.
Okay.
So like, if you elbowed somebody and asked them to take a look, like, they're just going to see that lump of coal.
Okay. About how high up is that one?
So they're each of varying lengths. Let's see, that one in particular. My easy way of deciding anything is to roll. That one is from where you are. It's hanging from the branch, and it like hangs down from the top of the branch for about a foot. So then from the bottom to that, I would say is about 5 feet up.
About 5 feet. Okay.
Okay, and then let's see. you see one that looks to have an old key inside of it.
Ooh. That could come in handy.
And then the last one that you see, there is a 4-leaf clover that is pressed inside of it.
Oh, shoot. I like that one, too.
Well, so to decide what, like, you could do is, you can, because I have them written out, you could roll a d6. If you get a 6, you don't pick any of them, but then, like, 1 through 5 for the others.
I like that. I like that.
Or a d6 could be a reroll. If you got a 6. Okay, a 2. That is the dragon scales.
Okay. How high up was that one?
So that one is about 4 feet up from, like, where you're at.
About 4 feet. Okay.
And the thing with the branches of this tree is, like, they're all kind of, like, passing through. So, like, that branch itself is up high, but, like, there are other branches kind of interwoven between. That would be, like, it would be really simple to kind of hop up onto a couple of branches and get to where these bottles are connected.
Perfect. I will try to do that then. I will not use my rabbit hop because it's not quite that high, and I will kind of jump and hop my way up to where I could grab that bottle.
Okay, and this is just for the sake of how easy it is for you, make me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Okay. So overall, it's a pretty easy climb for you to kind of hop, through. You need to go up onto 3 separate branches before you're able to reach to where either the bottle itself is hanging, or even being able to reach to, like, where the string that's tying on. And it's kind of like similar to, like, fishing line, very thin and everything. And so you're able to reach that. As you're working on untying it, you slip just a little bit, but you're able to quickly grab that bottle back, kind of nestling it in, making sure that you don't drop it.
Okay.
Nice, thank you for the follow.
So currently I have the bottle, right?
Yes, you do have the bottle.
Okay.
Yes, and I would assume you've gotten down also.
Yeah. Yep. So I am back with the party. And I'm not going to kind of look at the bottle further at this moment. I am just going to add it in my backpack inventory, and I will kind of examine it at a later time.
Okay. Like the carrot?
Yes. Dragon scale. Oh, no, not that one. Started typing that in, and I didn't add custom item, and it started coming up with black dragon scale mail.
Gosh. All kinds of good stuff. While Duper is doing this, is there anything that anybody else would be doing?
I would have kind of switched my attention to more just like looking for any of the animals that are still left, like the cow or the pig or the dog still, if we can find patches, and just or any of the chickens or the ostrich or I think that's all. Oh, dairy cow, I guess too.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Yes.
Don't forget Thunderhoof, the prized bull.
Yeah, the giant bull. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'd kind of switch to kind of looking out for any signs of those ones have been through here, like through this area, kind of.
So I feel that Harag would be in the same mindset as Balric, and using his quarterstaff, he's going to walk around the tree at the 30-foot safe distance in his mind, but he's going to hit the ground in front of him with his staff at every step and try to look for the animals.
So are you hitting the ground to make sure it doesn't give out like it did for the group?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you begin kind of walking around looking for the animals, and both of you can roll either survival or nature for that animal check.
One better than my first one.
Progress.
Slowly but surely. Eventually,
Oh my
I'll have
gosh.
3,000 points, so I can do just a.
Oh, that was on
Hey.
a 19.
Better than that nat 1 that we just got. So as you are looking around, Haragan hitting and tapping the ground to make sure nothing else kind of caves in, and keeping your distance, and like kind of reaching with your staff over and giving it like a tap to see how solid it is. Nothing around the tree or like anywhere that you have tapped has given way. And it hasn't had, so the group, when they like began to stand in it, it had like that moment where it was kind of softening, but like didn't feel like it was falling. It just felt like it was a soft patch. And oh, who did I lose? Oh, Faith. None of it gives in the same manner. And so you feel as though it man, technology tonight. Okay, so you don't feel as though any of it is going to cave in like the rest did. You don't really,
Well,
you're
that's a
so
plus.
focused on making sure you don't fall in with giant centipedes, though, like you don't take notice of anything relating to the animals. You're kind of hyper fixated on checking the ground and making sure it's secure. You don't want to land on your ass anywhere. Balric, our ranger that couldn't. I don't think you've hit like a 15 on any of your checks.
I don't think so. It's been pretty rough.
So as you are taking a look around, you do catch, there are some tracks behind the tree. And it looks to be a mixture of the chicken tracks, because like, you know, even though you are rolling like crap, I would assume like you have a basis of knowing tracks, right? So you notice some chicken tracks, and you do again see dog tracks that have been made as well, and they both appear to be going to the northern area of the forest.
Everyone, this way. I found some chicken and dog tracks. It looks like they're going to the north.
Onward and onward.
Well, everything is north from here.
The only place you can go is up.
Perks of hitting rock bottom.
Onward.
So the group you continue following these tracks, and they are kind of like weaving in and out of the thickets, and things as you're going like deeper into the forest, and you can hear the river getting louder as you are moving, also, and it sounds as though it's, kind of more, you're going northeast, and the river sounds like the loudness is coming a little more. Sorry, I flipped my directions. You're going northwest. the river sounds as though it's coming from the northeast. As you are going with these tracks and you're looking at them, roll me let's do a perception. Let's get away from this survival for you. Let's try something new.
Here we go. A 9.
Oh my gosh. All is fine. So you like start paying attention, like looking at these tracks, and like now as you're looking at them, you no longer see the tracks of the chicken or the dog. Now you're seeing what are very unmistakably, even with your 9, the tracks of a pig, a cow, and an ostrich that are forming on this trail, leading you deeper into the northwestern part of the forest.
They've transformed. They're no longer chickens and a dog. They're now a pig, cow, and ostrich. Do we want to try and find the find the dog or the chicken and dog trail back, or follow this one?
I feel as though we should try to stick on our current task. At least now we know a place to look after. We find the dog.
Very true.
And at that point, I would kind of try to look around to see if I could see any other tracks at this point where we are now. Besides the cow, ostrich, and pig.
Okay, let's see. Got the 12. So as you're looking to see, go ahead and roll for me a survival, or if you want to do perception, that's fine too, for trying to see what other tracks you can see. And then Harag, is there anything that you would be doing?
Oof!
Jesus.
After that, I suppose, also trying to find tracks, but knowing my perception check history, it ain't gonna be any better than them two.
Give it a shot.
Might as well at this point.
Waiting for the dice. Oh, there it is.
There
Hey,
we go. So Harag, it kind of seems to be like your thing. Like you're watching everybody else, and then you're just like, these idiots. They have no idea what they're doing. You begin to kind of look at these tracks a little bit more closely, and what you notice about them is that the different like patterns, like they almost seem to be too symmetrical. So like they lack that natural and unevenness that are typically found with wild creatures, like, you know, going through a forest, and everything just seems to be perfectly aligned, almost as if it's been carved out by like a skilled artisan, like perfectly placing each of them. The tracks seem to be very uniformed as you're looking at these, and yeah, so I'll pause with that. So you do notice that about it.
Well, friends, these tracks appear to be too perfect. Almost as if they were placed there by another force.
How does this?
I know, I'm a perfect tracker. No.
Oh, I thought I had this.
Do you think someone's just putting random tracks, or putting tracks down in hopes that we'll follow them?
It could be a trap, just like the tree.
As you are saying that and you are taking a look at the tracks, explaining what you've noticed, you do notice a peering through the foliage up ahead. You can see this like small figure that looks to be kind of darting around animal tracks that are laying up ahead, and it looks to like it is blending pretty well with the surroundings by it. You get a really good glimpse of it, and you can see that it looks to be like a miniature humanoid that is made entirely of natural materials. So like its body is composed of leaves and twigs and delicate flowers that are intricately woven together, and it like creates this captivating display of woodland beauty. And you can see its eyes as like realizing that it's been noticed and spotted, it kind of pauses and for a moment in the pathway, and you can see its eyes sparkling like emeralds with that beautiful green color, and it seems to have a mix of curiosity and caution to it.
Balric, being the hunter tracker guy you are, what the fuck is that?
Do you point it out to me so that I actually see it?
Yes.
Otherwise, it's just dirt.
Oh, that right there is a doohickey. No. Would I recognize it at all from any travels or anything?
Roll for me a history check.
History? Nope, don't recognize it.
I'm gonna multi-class into a bard so I can give you inspiration.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with you all.
I am struggling.
Culture
Everybody is
2.0,
struggling.
Here we go.
Okay, so what you see kind of blending in, and this isn't quite the thing, but this was what I decided to use for this, and I'm putting it in the chat because I can't get a journal entry to pop it out, but you see this little guy, and this isn't quite what a chewinga looks like, but this is what I generated, and I kind of fell in love with the cutie, so I decided to keep it. So what you all are seeing is a chewinga. So, Duper might, like, upon hearing you describe it, and having with the tree and the previous seeing it, like, off to the distance, might kind of infer that that is what you've noticed.
Can
And
I roll
then-
for that to see how bad I roll?
Sure. And then Matt, I don't if you feel like Balric would have encountered a chewinga, like you can definitely say that you know what it is, but offhand I don't know that he would have.
I don't think Balric probably ever really would have run into him, especially being more proficient with like the Arctic and mountains and stuff.
So you may have seen, so you, like, being in the Arctic, like, you may have seen them, but you might not have realized that there are different varieties of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arog, I have no clue.
What did you roll?
6. History.
No, what? Okay, history.
Oh.
Oh, shoot. Do I do nature or?
You're wanting to see if you know what this is?
Yeah.
Well, I would say with you having connected things, whichever you pick, you can roll with advantage. So yeah, I would go nature. We'll go that. We'll go with that. So you recognize based on the description and all of the clues that you've previously received that this is a chewinga.
Okay.
Well, my
And
cute
course
version of
I
it.
would- This, my friends, is a chewinga. It is what I had described as one of the creatures that had a little bit of influence on the great tree we had just encountered.
See, I think my version's cuter.
Way cuter.
Those ones have knives and forks.
Yeah, I also think those are from Icewind Dale.
See, they're from the mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this would be the version that you would be seeing if I didn't change it, which looks scary to me.
Oh, like a mobile hut.
Yeah. Alright, so, you kind of see it playfully, well, at this point, Harag has seen it, up ahead, playfully placing, tracks on the trail to kind of mislead the group. Is there anything that you all would do?
I'd kind of like shout to it and say, "Hey, why are you making us go? Why are you making us follow things that we aren't looking for?" See if it speaks anything.
Let's see. It doesn't speak. Oh, it does not, apparently. So upon you kind of yelling at it, it, like, kind of cocks its head to the side, and you, well, and, like, it moves itself, like, into the trail and kind of, like, looks at you very curiously, and just kind of, like, gives, like, a little movement where you, as you're looking at it, you know it's probably laughing at you, but, like, it doesn't really register. From what you're saying and, like, how it's acting, you're not sure if either one of you knows what the other is communicating.
I think it's laughing at me.
That's it. I'm putting the foot down. Little deceiver, come to us. We need to talk.
Roll me a persuasion?
Oh God.
Here we go.
Here we go. A +0. Oh, that ain't bad.
Right in the middle.
It ain't great, but it ain't bad.
So what you notice from this chewinga is it begins to kind of, dance around, and it's kind of, like, hopping between the tracks, like, and it gets a little bit closer. It's kind of doing, like, a take 2 hops forward, 1 hop back type of motion, and is just, like, dancing around with each of the tracks, but, like, doesn't really appear to be making progress to, like, moving super close to the group. Like, it's keeping its distance, but, like, it is very curious by you all.
Could I try to mimic his kind of movements, but instead of taking that one back, I want to try to get a little bit closer to it. So I want to try to do like 3 hops forward, but kind of mimic his movements to make it seem like I'm giving
Okay.
off the same vibe he is.
Yeah, do a performance check for me. And I think that's the first time I've ever asked someone to roll performance. Like, ever. So as you begin to do this, like, hopping forward and backward, motion, your first hop is just a little too aggressive for the Chewinga, and you see it, like, quickly dart to the side, almost as if it's intimidated by, I mean, you're a Haragon, I'm assuming your feet are large like a rabbit,
Yes.
and it's just, you know, a little too much for, like, how tiny this is, because, like, these, like, they're probably, you know, maybe 4 inches big, like, super small creatures. And so becomes kind of frightened by this thunderous hop that you do, and you see it kind of veer off the side. But Harag, with your passive being 14, you can see, like, it's still, like, remaining. It's just kind of hiding in the foliage off to the side.
You almost had it, Duper. It is still there. It is right there. And I want to point to it.
Yeah, so you give a point to the, like, right-hand side of the animal trail track that you all are following. Because at this point, you're not really on, like, a trail path itself, but you're, like, in the forest. But you kind of give a point to the right side where there's a little bit more shrubbery. And that is where the Chewinga is. And then Cooper, your passive is 12. And so with it being pointed out to you with a 12 passive, you do quickly notice it over there on the right-hand side.
Ooh. I would like to take my bottle that I took from the tree out of my backpack and kind of hold it out in front of me, trying to see if the Chewinga would recognize it and come forward.
Okay, so are you gonna, like, hold it out or place it down on the ground?
At first, I'm gonna kind of hold it out and see what the Chewinga does.
Okay. So you take the bottle from your bag or wherever you had it, and you kind of extend it outright, and, like, you kind of can see the shrubbery is, like, kind of moving around a bit, so, like, it's being a little more active, and kind of, like, there's, like, this big like a big fern that, like, the Chewinga is kind of, like, using to kind of, like, lower and lift and kind of, like, peer around, but, like, kind of staying blended in and protected from it, so, like, you almost can't see it, but, like, then you can as it moves it, and it, like, just keeps kind of watching and kind of peering at you, trying to get a look at what it is that you have. And then you kind of notice its eyes kind of glimmer a bit as it, like, recognizes that you have one of the bottles, but then it still just kind of keeps a eye on you and, like, is looking at the bottle in your hand and looking at you, and, like, kind of moving the fern, but not really moving itself out. It also keeps staring at your big feet.
So, watching it kind of react that way to me holding it, I do want to set it on the ground and back up about 5 feet.
Yeah, so you place it on the ground, upon placing
Yes.
it on the ground, you see. Sorry, that came out like a question, and that was just me. That was just a
Yes.
bad inflation of my voice. You place it on the ground. You see the Chewinga take that fern and kind of like pull it down more, and it's this time not like immediately raising it up to kind of hide its face, if you will, and it kind of pulls it and is peering around, and then upon seeing you step back, it like slowly starts inching forward towards it. And I would say that you all probably have about 15 feet between where the bottle is and where the Chewinga is. And so that would be 20, as you step back, that would be about 20 feet between you and where the Chewinga currently is. And you see it begin to kind of, almost in a way, army crawl, like using the, leaves and things on the ground to kind of like burrow its way in to the ground, kind of like, you know, kind of hiding itself, so that all you can really see is its emerald eyes kind of shining through as it kind of slowly works its way and is like keeping an eye on each of you all. Like, now that it's getting closer, it is watching Balric and Harag as well. And it stops after going about 10 feet, so there would be it would be about 5 feet from the bottle and 10 feet from Duper.
I wonder if this small creature knows where the other animals are.
I was just thinking that too.
Does anyone have any ideas on how to communicate with the Chewinga?
I would think about it, but but so far I haven't been able to think.
I would say comprehend languages, but that's spoken or written.
As you are
Seeing,
trying to figure out, go ahead.
just kind of seeing it kind of react to me kind of stepping away. I would step about another 2 feet back to see if I am the reason that it stopped, or if it's just kind of curious about what I set down, or if it already knows and it's just waiting for me to kind of leave it for the Chewinga.
Okay. And then where would Balric and Harag be at this point? Behind where side where ahead?
I feel that Harag would be behind Duper, but kind of to the side of him, kind of like peering around him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be behind, kind of off to the side a little bit too, just trying not to spook the Chewinga.
Okay. And I would assume you two would be on opposite sides behind, so kind of like a V formation with Duper in the front.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Cool. So as Duper steps back, will the two of you also then step back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So Duper, you step back those 2 feet, and the Harag and Balric, you follow suit, and you see the Chewinga at this point kind of springs from being like kind of burrowed into the twigs and leaves and things on the ground, and kind of springs into one of those tracks that you all had been following, and like begins kind of dancing around in it, and then moves the remainder 5 feet to look at the bottle, and you see it kind of taking a peek at it, and it is like, it's not like The bottle is only just slightly smaller than the chewinga. I would say it's like the miniature liquor bottles would be the easy way to visualize it for us. So, you know, about like 2 inches or so. And so it like comes and it's able to kind of like pick it up and it begins like kind of shaking it a bit and like holding it so the scales of the dragon are glistening in the rays of sunlight that are filtering through the forest. And kind of like looks as though it's kind of chuckling from its belly as it's like watching this. It's very enthralled by doing this.
I don't think we can communicate with this thing. I just don't think we have any good way.
You do hear, like, as it's becoming more comfortable, it does begin to whistle a bit, and, like, it's kind of playing a very, like, soft, whimsical melody as it's whistling. And, you know, it still has that kind of laughter motion happening, but it is very clear, to you, like, they don't have, like, a specific language. And I would assume, like, Duper, as you are reflecting more on like what you would know about this from like previously and stuff, like you are realizing like they don't actually have a way, there's no way for you to talk to it and it to respond to you.
So, kind of realizing that the chewinga is laughing at us and kind of, I don't want to say playing a game with us, which it is, but in this moment kind of realizing that what I have tried to do has not worked. I want to try to throw a Hail Mary at it. I want to try and use my second rabbit hop, because I'm only 7 feet away from it at this point.
Are you gonna smash it?
I am not going to smash it.
I veto the smashing.
I am going to use my second rabbit hop, and I am going to lunge forward, trying to catch both the chewinga and my bottle that I took.
Ooh, okay. Alright, let's roll it as, like, doing a grapple, I feel might be the easiest way.
Okay.
Or I guess, because you definitely can make your jump. Roll me a, so we can either do grappling rules for it, or we can do a sleight of hand against its perception roll.
Ooh, I like that. I like the sleight of hand. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it has pretty good perception.
Oh, gosh, dang it.
Oh, I probably don't even need to roll it, but
Probably
I will,
not.
to be fair.
Probably not.
Oh, it only just. So it's it has a +7 to perception, and I rolled a 3.
Holy shoot.
Yeah, because like I wasn't looking at its stat block when I suggested that, and then I like clicked over to it, and I was like, oh, that was probably not the best suggestion. So as you do your rabbit hop and you scoop down to grab the chewinga and to grab the bottle, you do manage to easily pick up the bottle, no problem, and you think that you have the chewinga because it's like holding the bottle, and so like you kind of scoop up both of them, and then as you think like, yes, I've got it, or like however Duper would respond to that, the chewinga, like you see it kind of, kind of bellow back like it's laughing, and like this very playful, mischievous noise sound comes from it, and then the chewinga like quickly like lets go of the bottle and doesn't move, like moves like a safe distance away from you, but like not as far, so like hits the ground and moves back about 5 feet from you after seeing you make this jump. And just continues to kind of whistle and laugh. Like, at this point, it's, like, laying on the ground on its back, just kind of chuckling at you, trying to catch it. And, like, it's very clear to you, like, that is what it's doing, that it's chuckling, and, like, you know, as you're there, like, you feel this very playful, mischievous energy that is coming from this creature. Like, it is definitely engaging in a game of, like, wits and observation with you, as it's trying to get you all to follow these tracks that are fake, and now it's, you know, kind of playing this hard to get type of game with you.
Even though we may not be able to speak to this Chewinga, I wonder if it has seen any of the animals. It would almost have to mimic their tracks. Can anyone do a good dog impression?
I will try and bark.
Oh God.
Something has to work to roll well.
I mean, if you want to roost bro, you can play the Peter Pan on the channel points. It's roll me a performance for that bark.
Oh Lord.
I mean, the real question is, are you also getting down on all four and, like, really giving it your all?
I think I would definitely be getting down on all fours.
Alright,
I don't know if I'd be giving it my all, though.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna also get down and not... There we go. I don't know if you all can hear the sound effects, but there was Peter Pan. So if you are getting on all fours, I will let you do an advantage roll, so you can roll a second time, and we'll take the higher of those two.
We will see.
I hope that one's not the higher end of the two.
It is.
Of course it is. Why would it not be?
Yeah.
So you do drop down onto your all four like a dog and let out your best bark. What would that sound like for Balric?
With a 13, I'd have to say probably woof woof.
And so you then see this little Chewinga mimic what you are doing. And so it also, like, gets on to its fours and, like, and I can't whistle, so, like, I won't even try, but, like, lets out, like, a little whistle, kind of, and it sounds very similar to your woof woof, but, in a whistling form. And then takes back to the laughter.
That was extremely cute, but not what we were looking for.
That was my best idea. Does anyone else have anything?
I could put it on a disc and just start walking.
We have to be nice to this small creature.
I think we should just forego trying to communicate with it anymore. I'm guessing it'll probably follow us and continuously mess with us, but we should really just see if we can try and get back on a correct path.
It is not a bad idea. I mean,
Ways to die.
his or her tracks are not natural, and Harog has already been able to tell the difference. Maybe we could move on with it following us.
True.
So you are going to continue on and just have it follow behind?
Yes, if it does. If we kind of walk away and it kind of does its own thing, that's okay too.
Fair enough.
So much hydrate.
I know, I'm almost out of water. Oh my gosh. I am out of water.
Oh no.
Okay. I have another bottle within reach, so I'm all good. Okay, so you all do begin to follow or leave. You all begin to leave. As you are leaving and walking, you do see that it is following behind you all very playfully, kind of jumping in and out of the forest as it's doing so. Which direction are you all going to be heading? Oh, I'm turning off hydrate.
So, could I do a check to kind of watch the tracks that we have been following and see if there was a difference between a altered track to a authentic one?
Yes. Gosh, I feel like that would be more perception.
Okay.
Okay. The hydrate thing honestly did disappear. I was feeling a little too hydrated. With a 19, and now that, like, the Chewinga is following behind you all as you were walking and looking at the tracks, at this point, you are down to, there just being, it looks like 2 sets of tracks, and you have the chicken tracks are back, and the dog tracks are back, and it looks like to be kind of, instead of going that northwest, it's now like curved and it's going the northeast direction into the forest. And as you are peering at them and trying to compare between the two, like the sets that you had been following and now these sets, you do notice that these sets are that, like, where it's not as symmetrical and they're like uneven and things, like they don't look perfectly placed. So like the ones that you had been following looked as if they had been stamped into the ground over and over again and like had like perfect distancing between them, like almost as if somebody stamped it and was like, you know, counted 1, 2, 3 steps, put another stamp and continued like that and like was using the same pressure. Okay. And these don't have that quality to them.
Okay. And I would kind of relay that to the party as well, too. Kind of showing them kind of what to look for, almost kind of trying to give a insight to what we had been following to what we are now following. And then I will keep moving forward.
Okay. Yeah, so you continue to move forward following those tracks, and I think this is a good place to take another quick stretch break and then come back. So we'll do a 5-minute break and then come back and continue. Perfect. So 7:35. Oh, I love when it's like a perfect time too. We will be back at 7:35. If you are tuning in and watching and you haven't hit the follow button, please do. I think I'm like 2 away from my next goal of hitting 75 followers, so I'd appreciate that. And feel free to look at people's character sheets while you're waiting. All right, welcome back. From the break, we are currently tracking Patch, our goat dog. Technically a sheepdog, but we're going with a goat dog here. At least we're hoping so. And yeah, so we are currently following the tracks going to the northwestern side. As you are following the dog tracks, the river is getting to be a bit louder, as if you are, because you had kind of moved away from the sound of the river, and now like you're moving back towards it, so like there must be like a bend in the river, and you're moving back towards where you can hear the water rushing as you are moving closer. And as you do have a pretty clear set of tracks that you are following at this point, like it's very clear that Patch is going in this direction. It looks like perhaps the chickens also at some point were going in the same direction as well. Is there anything that you all would be doing as you're making this move?
Still kind of just like calling the dog, whistling a little bit, trying to let the dog know that we're looking for it.
Yeah, I would be just kind of following the tracks, trying to follow them to my best ability.
Okay. And let's take a look. So Balric has an 11 for passive perception, Duper has a 12, and Harag has a 14. So as you are moving and following these tracks and kind of keeping an eye out, looking, maybe whistling, trying to use rations to like entice the dog if it was to like be able to smell it. Harag, you would hear first, and then it would go Harag, Duper, and Balric. Eventually, as you move closer, you would all hear. But Harag, first you hear kind of like a howling sound that it's very faint over the rushing river that you are hearing, but like you can it's barely audible, but you can make it out as the group is approaching.
Fellas, please tell me I am not the only one that hears howling right now.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. I didn't know if you were hungry.
I can't shapeshift yet.
I thought it was one of your demons speaking through you.
No, he's past the river.
Well, if there's howling coming from this way, we must be getting close to the dog.
So as the group continues kind of following that sound, and consequently following towards the river, you do first come across this wide and swift flowing river. And then as you move further down, so like you're at like a bend of the river, and you continue to follow where you're hearing the howling and barking coming from. And as you do, you notice Patch, the goat dog, with its white fur and black patches. You can see it off to the distance on one of the rocks in the middle of the river, on like closer to the other side of it. And as you are there, you see it kind of perched on a smaller rock, and it looks to be barking and growling. And as you're like looking at it, you're not sure like if the dog is barking and growling at something or the rock or because it's now trapped in the river. But you just kind of get like a sense of the dog feeling panic from it. And let's switch over to our first having a map of the evening.
Woo!
Oh, a map that's not configured. We should be able to see more. It is daylight. You fix that.
Oh yeah, with me not having dark vision, oh hey, there it is. I couldn't see anything.
Like I really do like the fog and all that stuff, but like it's just a lot to also then remember to take care of making sure for each scene. Like I don't feel like I utilize it properly at all.
If only we still had Faith online. She could
I
just
know,
fly
this
over
is
and grab the
like
dog.
having somebody who can just fly is
That
I mean
is
it's
awesome.
fine, but you know, it's awesome to you all, but then I always forget, and I'm like, oh, this seems like it's gonna be something that's gonna be hard and take us at least, 20 minutes. Oh, I'm just gonna fly out. Oh, cool.
Well, and I didn't even know that tieflings could have wings to fly. So when JP first joined us and he first brought up that he could fly, I was like, wait a minute, that's a thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can see up ahead, you see, and I don't know why his token is bigger than your tokens, but here we are. Maybe I resized the map, but it doesn't matter that much. So you can see that Patches is up ahead in the river, standing on a rock.
Okay.
Here we go again with the water.
Do I know what kind of rock this would be with my stone cutting?
Yeah, it's river rock.
Perfect.
Hell. You would think that it's probably granite.
Granite. Okay. This is granite, guys. It'll be fairly slippery when wet. So
You
Have
had
to
to
be
you had to have one thing you could tell people about tonight.
yeah, basically.
Could I, after seeing Patches out here in the river, could I kind of move out towards the shore to try and see what he is distressed about?
Oh yeah, for sure. You can move, and I would say with how far you are from Patch. Oh, that's not a ruler.
So I am going to move my full 30 feet to
Okay.
the kind of
Yeah.
on top of that big rock there. Not so much jumping onto that next one,
Okay.
but just kind of on the edge of that rock on the shore, trying to see if I could look at what he is kind of worried about or angry about.
Yeah, roll for me a perception.
Okay. Skills perception. Oof. Good lord, I see water and river rock.
Granite.
You think he might be afraid of slipping? No. So to you, like looking at this, and looking at him being out there, the water is like at this point it's pretty rapid. That it's going. So like how on the map, like you can see the like white rapids and stuff like that would be very much what is happening in this case. So it's almost as if perhaps Patch begun to go, and maybe the river wasn't as frantic as it is now. Like maybe it was more calm, and maybe so to you, like you think that might be what has Patch freaked out.
Okay.
Could I also move up onto that rock? I'll just go right about there because I only have 25 movement speed.
We're not in
And,
we're not in combat, so as long as you aren't moving like super far, I'm not really a stickler. I just thought this was one where having a map might be a little easier to visualize.
Okay. And once I'm kind of up on that rock there, could I see if I can try and like do something to calm him down a little bit? Just like kind of like, oh, you'll be okay. We'll come get you in just a moment. We just need to figure this out quickly.
Yeah, I would say that'd be animal handling.
I'm going to try and roll in my character sheet in here. See if that goes better for me. I doubt it, but
That did
Bet
not
it
go
don't.
better. You are not as loud as you think you are, so like, Patch doesn't even like register what you're saying because you're not quite louder than the raging river water.
okay. Just got really nervous with it. It's fine.
You weren't expecting it to be quite as echoey as this river is.
Yeah.
With our last encounter, you were trying to stay quiet to not spook Patches.
Yeah.
Oh God, what do I want to do?
Light a fire and evaporate the river.
I don't get it. So, using 25 feet, I'm gonna come up between Duper and Balric. Oh, that only has a range of 30. Dang it.
Catapult.
Well, I had a good plan.
Catapult.
I was gonna put a disc under him, that way he's not trapped on a rock, but it's only
Ooh,
got
that's not a bad
30
idea.
feet.
I wonder if there's.
Man,
not
you're
a
really
way
trying with that
closer
one.
to do that.
I am. I want to justify having it.
Yeah, I wonder if there's not a way that we could get you closer to do that.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Dog.
His name is Patches. You will know. You will speak of him as such.
I need on that rock. Oh God.
That's a long way to go.
Yes, it is.
You're pretty good at jumping, aren't you?
It's what's underneath the rocks that worries me.
Oh, come on. You think I have stuff hidden underneath the rocks? That would involve having time to think about that. Lazy DM, I own it.
I would like to put on the fish tooth necklace that I found.
You all turn and you see Balric fishing around for his fish tooth necklace.
I don't like grow fins or anything.
Were you hoping it was something magical?
No, I knew it was just a fish tooth necklace.
Optimistic over there.
Yeah. With all my different tool sets, I weigh so much. I don't even want to try and jump in.
Well.
No wonder you didn't calm the dog. Like, he's just over there and you are over here.
Yeah. Well, I guess last one in's a rotten egg, and I'm gonna actually move over here, see if I can get on like this rock, so that I can start trying to kind of jump my way over from like that one to that one, and kind of around and up to here and stuff.
Okay, I would say once you get past, like, the rock that you were on and, like, any that are, like, kind of aligned to that for anybody else, so, like, the ones I'm kind of pinging, once you get past, so basically the second rock in, at that point would be jumping. At this point, you probably were able, and you can decide if you jumped or if you, like, would have climbed down and kind of walked through, like, in here where I'm pulling the ruler. Like, if you would have walked, if you walk in, your feet are wet, well, more wet than if you walked and hopped onto that one, if that makes sense. But I would say, like, that first layer, you're either able to walk and climb up, or easily get to it because you're not quite as wet, but then it does become a jumping challenge.
Okay.
How
Here's hoping
deep
my-
is the water?
So that first line, let me actually see. That's not what I want. Okay. So I would say that line that I just drew, that shows up for you all, right? Yes, I can see it on Twitch. Okay, that first line, that water, like, there's gonna be holes, it's a river and whatnot, but, like, for the most part, that's probably, about, like, oh, it's so hard because I know you guys are short, and so I want to be generous, but I would say up to that line, it's no more than 3 feet. So, like, there are gonna be places, especially, like, so if I drew another line down, well, that was, pretend I actually drew a straight line. That line going straight across would be, can I? No, I cannot. So, like, let me fix my line. Okay, that line, it probably would be, like, less than a foot, and then in between those lines, about 3 feet. And then as you get, like, to out in this area here, I just drew the star, then, like, you wouldn't really have a good way of knowing how deep it is.
Okay. This is where my rabbit hop would come in handy, but I don't have any more.
Yeah.
Oof. Ulrich, I believe you were getting ready to move.
Yeah, basically, whenever everybody else was starting to kind of do the same thing, I was going to start trying to move to the different rocks.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has, like, rope, but it might not be a terrible idea to keep someone like tied off.
I do have
That's
50
not a
foot
bad
rope.
idea at all. Hey! I do not.
Oh, I do.
So-
I actually have 50 feet also. So
It's like, I feel like most people start with rope.
With me starting off with the what do they call it? The priest pack? I do not.
I wonder how heavy a 50-foot lasso would be. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh, I feel like that would be a, like, very high DC.
Yeah. Better get like 24 on that.
I was thinking of 25, so we're pretty
We'll
close to the
see.
same page.
As Balric is kind of starting to kind of move up with the rocks, I will move up with him but I will only go to this kind of rock in the 3-foot section.
Okay.
So about right there. And I will try. Are these 5-foot or 10-foot squares?
They're 5-foot squares.
Okay.
Be a big river if that was 10 foot.
Well, you never know. You never know. So yeah, I will make it to that rock, and I will kind of see if I even make it there to start with.
Okay, so what method for that rock are you gonna hop down, like move and hop down onto it, or jump down?
I'm gonna try to jump it at this
Okay.
point. I'm gonna try to jump from that big rock to the rock I'm on now.
Okay, let's see. Let me roll real quick.
And that's how I would have gotten over there too, is by kind of hopping from that rock. I don't want my feet to get wet. I
Okay.
feel like I would.
So
definitely
at
slip.
this point, the two of you going through that way and hopping, you like those rocks down below from where you were. So like these two here, when you got down there, like they're wet, obviously, but like you yourself didn't get like wet from them, like not in a way that would impact you. And so for jumping on to that rock, do either athletics, acrobatics. Is there anything else that makes sense? Yeah, probably athletics or acrobatics.
I'm gonna roll with athletics.
This is
Oh
terrifying.
Lord!
Hey!
I had that nat 20 tonight, so
Alright,
I knew that these rolls were
roll
gonna get
a dexterity saving throw, Duper.
bad. Ooh, yes.
And I guess the
Okay.
question is, before you roll, would, upon seeing that Duper is kind of slipping from making that jump, would Balric reach for him?
Yeah, I'd probably reach and try to catch him, kind of, especially since we're like we're kind of in like the same little like 5-foot section there.
Okay.
I think I would.
Alright, so I will lower the needed DC on that, so go ahead and roll for me. You're aiming for at least a 10.
Okay, so no, so
No, okay.
with me failing that dexterity saving throw, I am going to use my lucky footwork reaction.
Okay.
So every time that I fail a DC, it's a dex saving throw. I can roll a D4 and add that to it.
Okay, go for it. The original DC was a 15, but then
Come
with
on.
him reaching, I dropped it to a 10. So
I
you just
need
need
two.
2. Damn.
No. Of course.
So as you go and, like, you try to get up on that, and you're trying to not get, like, drenching wet from this, you lose your footing, and you try to recover, and, with Balric reaching and stuff, like, you don't, like, fall, but you kind of slide down the edge of the rock. You land into the water with a splash. Like, you don't, like, fall, but, like, you land into the water. You do, however, when you land into that water, let's see. You find that the water is 2 feet deep in that particular spot that you land in.
Oh, okay, so like chest height for me.
Yeah.
I will help you back onto the rock and say, you know, you're pretty strong, aren't you? I'm going to tie myself off. Could you hold on to the rope and make sure that if I fall in, I don't get swept away?
You are trusting yourself with my strength.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, like, hard. I really just want to, like, metagame and say something to you all about tying the rope off.
Do not. Let us learn the hard way.
I will. I will.
That's I know it's 50 feet is not quite far enough to get there, so
So are you hoping to pull Duper along with you?
I'm almost hoping that Duper will be able to make it to like this rock. Oh, but it won't be a full 50 feet still because it'll be somewhat tied off on me too.
Right.
Well,
Instead of
didn't you all say
tying-
that you have 2 ropes?
Yeah, we have 2.
Harag has the other rope. I do not.
Yeah, true.
Don't worry, I'm just hanging out over here on the other rock.
I will go. Actually, the rope is also going to weigh me down. I'm going to go without a rope.
Okay.
I think there's plenty of rocks to try and catch myself on after if I do fall in. Hopefully, so. Oh dear.
It's that middle section right by that star that has me worried.
Yeah, there's
There's
a
like
section in there with like
there.
nothing in the middle.
You need me to draw some more rocks for you all? I really have
I'm
got to learn
already
to make
drenched.
wraps.
It's all uphill from here, so
Upriver.
Yeah.
It's all
Already wet.
upriver.
yeah.
Well, wish me luck. I guess I'm gonna try and get to this rock next. So.
I'm gonna be coming right behind you.
Oh, are you coming too?
Oh yeah, but I
Okay.
have a plan.
Harag, where is your token at?
Right here.
Why can I only see?
Because
If
you're
I put it in
underneath
the
me
water
right
and
now.
I drown, does it make you feel better?
Okay, that's why. Okay, I didn't see it. My
I
bad.
blend into the rock.
My bad.
This is only moderately terrifying right now.
So, Harag, are you coming with us? And I will yell that to him as well. Harag, are you following our path, or do you have a different idea?
Move, boys. Make some room on the rock. I don't know if a 6'3". Actually, how tall is? Straight 6. Perfect. I don't know if a 6-foot guy can stand with 2 little people in the same square.
Hey, none of that.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
This is going to be fantastic. I am really.
I'm fully
excited
prepared for a new
these.
character. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, this is
I
not
am
the
not.
moment.
But it might be.
Yeah, so in order to make room, I guess I'll try and jump to this rock here.
Okay. And so I do want to, because this led to something in another group. So I know that there are rules for jumping. So my checks for you all are more about the rock itself being covered in water and whatnot, like that difficulty of it. Because
Okay.
so with jumping, let's see. When you make a standing long jump, you can leap half of the distance. So if you make a long jump and you cover a number of feet up to your strength score, if you move at least 10 feet immediately before. So like say your strength score is a 15 and you were moving 10 feet, you'd be able to go 15. But like if you're just standing, which being on these rocks you are, you're able to leap half of that distance. I'm going to say, yeah. Yep, you leap half of that distance for jumping. And then beyond that, like, the dexterity checks is depending on how wet the rock is that you leap onto. That's why I'm doing dex checks.
Okay.
So, for that, since I have the charger feat... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me read that before I make myself look like an idiot.
Well, and it looks like, really for most of them, depending on, like, most of these are not super far in between.
Mm-hmm.
So for this one, since we have 10 feet here, technically, like there's 5 feet and then there's another 5 feet. Could I try for like kind of a moving start for that one, since my my strength is only a 12, so technically my standing would only be 6 feet.
Are you talking about this cluster of 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also fine, like, if you want to, if you are somebody and you're a little short on being able to jump, you can make an athletics or an acrobatics check to see if you clear it.
Okay.
I just know it came up in another group, so I just wanted to put it out there. Like, I'm fine with you doing checks or assuming, based on your strength, how far you can leap.
Okay. Perfect.
Perfect.
I will
Because
try
my
and-
charger feat did not work how I wanted it to, so... Ballrick, catch me!
I am a dwarf. I was thinking about being like, toss me. I will try and make it over here then. Oh, I'm on. Whoops.
I am quite enjoying that this is happening without somebody who can fly.
I know. I was literally sitting here thinking, man, Faith could fly.
Alright, so you jump onto that one, and that one you are able to clear because it is within your 6 feet. Roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Dex save. I need to figure out saves on here. Okay, there we go.
Do I take any damage from my last fail?
No,
Hey.
you just fell in the water.
Okay.
Non-natural
okay.
20.
Yeah, you get onto that, and like you kind of land in like a crouching position, so like your center of gravity is closer to the ground, making it very easy for you to be standing on that rock.
Okay. Perfect.
I will kind of follow suit and kind of wait for him to kind of give me a little bit of room to jump onto that rock, but I will follow Ballrick onto that rock.
Okay.
So let me kind of not get in his space, but I will kind of land where he was. And Ballrick did not move to the same rock.
What's that?
What rock did you just jump to? Did you jump to the same one I was at, or did you move?
Yeah, you just put your token in the same spot as mine, so.
Oh, okay. God dang it. I was trying not to do that.
There we go. I moved you to the side.
'Cause I
Okay,
basically
perfect.
made it that like I moved about I moved over to the other side of the rock to give everyone else space. So
Perfect. And I
And then-
have a strength of 15, so...
Yeah, so you would have been able to make that as well, because what is yours is 13, Balric?
12.
12. Okay, yeah. So you easily made that. Make a dexterity saving throw. If Balric is reaching for you, it can be a lower DC. If not, then I will go with my DC for it.
I'd actually like to be pushing him. No, I'm kidding. I'll reach for him.
He pushes me first.
I mean, you are wet.
This is true. So I am heavier than what I was. So dexterity save.
As you leap on to the rock and Balra kind of reaches and grabs and like pulls you up on, you are safe and sound.
Okay, perfect. Because if I failed that, I can use my lucky footwork again.
Nice.
Harog, would you like me to move so that you have more space to hop on here?
Oh, I have a plan. It's just,
dear.
are the rolls gonna let me do it?
No.
It is not.
Actually, I think Charlie's water rules are not gonna let me do it because I only have a strength of 10, and I want to go from this rock to the rock you guys are on, do a running sprint from that rock, and engaging primal savagery on my hands, try to dig into this rock in case I fall.
Oh, that's
Oh.
kind of a good idea. I like that idea.
All right.
Whether or not it works, I don't know.
We're
Roll
gonna
a
find
dice. On a odd, I will let it happen. On an even, it will not happen. You can pick
Just a
even which
D20?
dice. Whatever dice you want to roll.
Out of all of them, you pick a D20 with more odds.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's the same amount of odds either way.
Yeah, it's the same.
50-50.
Here we go.
A D5
Here
would
we
have more
go.
odds.
A nat 1.
Ah, not 2. Oh,
Hey.
fuck you.
Ooh.
Damn it.
That wasn't even though. Even
Yeah.
it happened, right?
Yeah.
Sure. I think it was the opposite, but we'll go with it.
Oh, was
I
it?
forgot, so.
I like it, so
Let's see
we'll,
if
we'll
I
go
Live
with it.
ticket, I forgot.
Let me clip it. Whoa.
Yeah, move over,
Let me
boys.
clip it.
I know I've set a thing so I can clip stuff now. Like I'm improving in this Twitch world.
Yep, it was backwards. it was odd. It happened, even it didn't.
I'm okay saying it happened. I was just rolling to, make it seem fair or whatever. I just really need y'all to get back to Blep.
Yeah, he's gonna be so concerned.
Yeah, especially since the amulet I gave him does nothing, so...
He could try mine.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what rolls are gonna fuck me.
That was a pretty good move you just did there, Harog. I am impressed with your acrobatic abilities.
I think we have to see what he rolls for a dex save.
Yes.
As he's washing away, I'm very
Well, I don't know.
impressed.
I wonder, would you need to roll to see if you hit the rock with your sharpened fingernails?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Break a big chunk of it off.
Just
Nat
demolishes
20
it.
Destroys the rock.
Well, let's see
Let's
if Primal
see.
Savagery hits the rock.
Oh gosh. Stone has an AC of 17.
Oh,
Oh.
Holy
17.
shit! No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you, well, and your character is afraid of the, water, right? If I'm remembering correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
you do not want to end up in this river, and so, you jump out, and your fingernails are, sharp and, just like dig right in to that rock and kind of keep you in place from sliding down.
Let's just get the dog and go. Get me out of this water.
With a move like that, I don't think I even need to jump anymore.
Oh. After seeing my evil friend that I have been trying to convert to the good side, I will also try to make it to that rock, proving that the evil ways are not as good as the good.
Okay, go for it.
And I will try to jump to the same rock.
Okay.
I'm just going to move, if I can get my conditions to not get in my way. Okay, I'm just moving to where I'm not in the same space as him, but I'm pretty much going to be right where he's at.
Okay.
Ooh. Do I need to do another deck save?
You do. He didn't because he, like, dug in.
Okay. Perfect. Let me do this real quick. Hope to God it's good. And before I know if it's a fail or a save, I am going to go ahead and use my lucky footwork to roll a d4 to add to that.
Okay.
15.
You just got it. I was like, there's no way he's going to get it, but you did. So as you, like, leap onto that rock, what I'm kind of imagining, like, you begin to kind of slip, and I don't, like, maybe Harag would reach and help you, but I'm more thinking since he's, like, braced in with his nails kind of dug in, like, as you begin to slip, you kind of hit onto him where he's, like, firmly grasping, and so because of that, it stops you from sliding completely off of it.
Perfect. I made it to the rock.
I'll kind of, I'll be like, okay, make room. This is, I'm a little bit bigger than the rabbit, so.
And so, as Balric is trying to make this jump, I will put a hand out to try and catch him and help him on his way to make it to the rock.
Cool. Alright, roll a dexterity saving throw. Nice. There we
Nat
go.
20.
Nat
Hell
20.
He bats my hand out of the
Yeah.
way and
Yeah, he was like, I don't need any help, thank you. I think I've managed hopscotch a few times in my day.
A magical bridge spans between the two rocks, and he just walks gracefully across.
Well,
And as you are doing this, like, Patch is still barking in the distance, and he is kind of, like, pacing on the rocks that he is at, but, like, he just keeps kind of growling and barking.
you'll be okay, Patch. We're gonna come get you.
We're working on it.
help is on the way, dear.
I thought about it too late. I could have tied the rope to an arrow and just shot him and reeled him in.
Whoa, wait a minute here.
I don't think that would have ended well.
Duper might have had a few choice words with that.
Well, what's the range on what you call it? Spare the Dying.
I think it's only 30 feet.
Oof.
It might actually
If
be
that.
self.
Oh, no. I have to touch them.
Great. And then we just see Duper jump in the river and begin swimming after the dog. Just ears bobbing. Well, I don't even know your ears are down. We wouldn't even necessarily see your ears.
Nope. They're weighing me down.
Well, who's up next here?
Harag went first.
Oh God, do I try it again?
Yes.
Well, at least I have a few more rocks to get a running start.
I have
There
an
we go.
idea, but I don't want to just tell you it. I want to like telepathically tell you it so you can like do it.
You
What,
could just message.
throw you in the water and bounce off of you?
No, you have a spell that could have helped me and Balric.
You mean the disc that I'm trying to get to the other rock to use on the dog?
Wait, why don't... Wait, you have a disc that you can walk on. You just can't move it when
can.
you're on it.
We can.
Well, no, he just can't move it when he's on it, right? So just put it in
Well,
between
if
each
I'm-
rock and we'll just walk across it.
If I'm within 20 feet of it, it will not move.
It
But
like
once
follows him.
Once placed, it will stay within 20 feet of me, and wherever I go, it follows.
But if it
That's why I
won't
wanted
move,
to put it on the dog.
if it won't move, just put it in between the rock and we'll just walk across to the next rock.
That was my plan.
Then I can't put it underneath the dog.
Well, you have more than one spell slot, don't you? Wizard?
Ritual spell.
Oh.
Oh no, it does use my spell slots. Still, no, on the dog.
Can you not move it once you've casted it?
Not
No.
within 20 feet.
Because it just follows me.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
Disc is immobile while
Yeah.
you are within 20 feet of it. If you move more than 20 feet, it follows you. It moves across uneven terrain, up and down stairs, slopes. It cannot change elevation of more than 10 feet. It cannot move across a 10-foot deep pit or leave such pit if created at the bottom. If you move more than 100 feet from the disc, if it cannot follow, it will dissipate.
So really, you should just be. You should have them on it and you walk ahead. We'll jump ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Help out the little people.
I am the helpless dog.
Godright has the right idea.
Well, I guess I'll take a nice little running jump and see if I can make it to this rock since we don't have a bridge. I'd like go around and up and then over here.
How many feet was that? I didn't see that. How many feet was that?
I mean,
10, I
it's
think.
like it's 10-ish. I would say it's probably about like 8 feet in between. So
Ooh,
with running, you're good to
Perfect, what
clear
I
it.
could do.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
This will be the one I fail.
Yeah, the one
No!
right in the open water.
Why did you say it though? I mean, you
Wait.
have channel points. Are you gonna do anything?
Yep, I just did a nat 1 reroll.
There we go.
There ain't no way. Oh wait, okay. I was watching stream and it wasn't caught up. I'll say you did not
Okay.
just roll 2 1s in a row.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe we don't jinx him.
That's a 9.
All right, my friend Balric, how would you rate your swimming skills?
I mean, I'm only 4'10" and 160 pounds, so not great. Or no, I'm
Roll a
4'5" and
D20.
160.
Well, and I guess
pounds.
my question, and I should have asked before you all started, are you doing this with your gear, or are you doing this without your gear?
I cast guidance from the chat.
Ooh, that would be a good reward.
I would have definitely left all of like my bag and everything, and like a bow back at the back on land.
Well, and I guess it's also the case of what would you, like, when you all set out to do this, like, how much would you have taken knowing that you were just, you know, like, it's not like you were going somewhere thinking you'd be gone for days.
True. Yeah,
So-
because we talked about that. We talked about with the cat. Yeah, I probably just would have brought like a small bag with me, just like maybe a couple of things of rations or something like that, and then my bow
Okay.
just in case. But
Yeah, so, you do end up, in the water. I feel like swimming would just be athletics. If you feel like acrobatics, I'm fine with you picking between those two.
I'll do athletics. It seems like it would be more of that. So, 9.
Okay, let me find my dice.
Ulrich is now drowning in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do, like, you slide off.
Some ways to die.
Yes, some ways to die. You fall off of the rock, and you do begin to move, what is down river, and you move, so you did a 9. You would move right about here, in the water, and go ahead and roll for me a... No, okay. I'm trying to think. I wouldn't say at this point that you've, like, taken any, like, you've swallowed any water or anything, but, like, you're barely keeping your head above the water, as you are beginning to float downstream.
Okay.
Because this really isn't meant to kill you all, so I don't want to add to things. But it is entertaining. Oh, and I just saw, we are past 8:30. If you all are good, I'm good, but if you're not good, I can also not be good.
Yep, I'm good. I'm gonna run real quick and fill my water up, just real quick. So
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So, after... I'm sorry, Derek, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that at about 8:45, I'm gonna have to step off.
Okay.
So, back to D&D, after seeing my friend Balric kind of drift away, not so much drift away, but kind of struggling to swim in this water, I'm going to do a really stupid thing. I am going to jump off of the rock, and try to use my momentum with my big feet to try to push me and him to... How do I mark? To that lonely rock. Kind of right... I'm just going to move my guy real quick. To kind of push us to this rock right here.
Okay.
And hopefully, if I can do it, I want to use my charger feet to try and... Oh, that's not what I wanted. To try and push us that way, even if I have to unarmed strike him. Because if I use my charger feet, I can do a melee attack. to try and force the water to push us that way.
So at any point are you going to get up onto the rock?
For the sake of this turn, I'm just going to try and get us to brace up against that rock, since the water is kind of rapid at this point.
Okay.
I'm just going to try and get us to that rock, instead of him kind of drifting past it and going down the river.
Alright, make a athletics check on that.
Athletics. I rolled that the wrong thing, but that's okay. I rolled a 15.
Alright, so you are able to get to Balric with the rushing of the water and, like, you being small and him being waterlogged. You get to him, but you don't get beyond where he is.
Okay.
But, like, you very much are, like, using your large feet to kind of keep you propelled up out of the water. Like, you're very much up out of the water, and you are able to keep him up out of the water. But you don't have enough energy in you to get both of you over to the other side.
Okay. Perfect. And I will kind of hold anything else I do for him to get back in case there is anything he wanted to do. Harog, you're up!
Yay, here we go. So, seeing that the only other people I have to help in this situation are currently drowning?
No, not drowning, just floating.
Yeah, they're swimming at this point. They're bobbing, but, like, so it's Harag has, or sorry, you are Harag. Duper has Balric, but, like, they're not going under, but no real movement is happening because of the push of the water to send them downstream. So, like, they're just not making any traction.
Okay, so with that, Harag is going to try to get a running start and again try to dig his nails into the rock
Okay.
closest.
Alright, roll that to hit.
Oh, I didn't hit the spell one.
That's
Oh,
not
that's
bad.
another 17.
Right
That's
on
not
the
bad
money.
at all.
That's like pure luck because it does say stone would be a 17. For sure. Alright, yep, you end up on that rock and you've dug your nails in and you are safe and sound. You're not floating down the river.
So, using what little strength Harag has, let's see here, how do I want to do this? Because they are not 15 from wrong square. No, still 15. So, with what little strength he has, I feel like Harag would try to climb to the closest point to them
Okay.
and try to cast his disc.
Now you use the disc.
Yeah, now.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and you cast that, and we see this disc appear. I'm guessing it's going to be above Balric and Duper.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
3
god,
feet
hopefully
Okay.
you guys
down.
don't weigh more than 500 pounds.
I do not. I weigh
No.
like 35 pounds.
I weigh 160, so.
Yeah, so like
Oh,
200
yeah, we're
total.
good.
I mean, you're going to be snuggling each other, but yes, you are good.
And then we'll be snuggling a puppy.
Yes.
Alright, so that appears, and for getting yourselves up on it, I do need a athletics check.
Gosh dang it.
Duper, you are too busy right now, like, trying to keep Balric up. You are doing better at the swimming portion of it, so, like, you yourself, you're not able to pull yourself up. Balric, you are, like, in kind of, like, that freak-out desperation mode of, like, thinking, so, like, what I kind of imagined when I was a kid, I went whitewater rafting, and, like, I know how to swim, and I can swim well. Even, like, when I was, like, young and whatever, but, like, when I fell off the raft and we were in this thing, like, it just kind of freaked me out that I was, like, grabbing onto things, and it's kind of like that, and, like, that, though, is kind of not the opposite where you can't do it, like, you just, like, grab and you get yourself pulled up onto the disc.
Oh, I do get on it?
You do get on it.
Awesome.
Okay. So, after Balric kind of leaves and gets on this disc, not being able to pull myself up, could I try and push myself to rock to my right? How far is that? 15 feet. Could I try and push myself to where I would kind of hit that rock instead of floating down the river?
Yeah. Go ahead and make another athletics for swimming, or you can do acrobatics if you feel inclined, because I feel like it could go either way.
Athletics.
Oh, no.
No.
You have channel points.
Are you re-rolling that?
I do. Yeah. Damn.
Thank God for
Oh,
channel
no.
points.
Yes, thank God. That's better.
I mean,
It's
so,
not
well, and
great.
like, the thing is, all you're trying to do is make sure you go a specific direction, right? And so, like, the water itself
Yeah.
is going to
Yep.
take you. So I would say with that 10, you are able to get yourself pointed in that direction, and you do get to that rock. Are you going to get up on the rock?
So, after I kind of like push myself up against the rock, and I know I'm not going to go downriver, after that, then yes, I will try to get on top of that rock.
Okay, so that would be another athletics check to get up onto the rock.
Good lord. After that nat 20, it's all downhill from here.
I mean, I would say, like, pure desperation and freaking out that you would be able to probably get yourself pulled up very haphazardly, right? So, like, you're not, like, pulled up and, like, standing on it, but, like, you're, like...
Right, just kind of like holding on
Yeah,
to
like,
it.
holding onto it, and then, this is what we will leave with, because I know Parag needs to go. As you pull yourself up on to this, you suddenly, the rock begins to rise, and what you thought to be a mossy covered stone in the river actually turns out to be this enormous tortoise that you now are just kind of hanging onto the side, like you're very exhausted as it begins to move down the river.
You just spawned a
Oh,
Torterra.
Oh, great!
Yeah. Alright, and that will be where we call it for tonight. Let me get
I need a hero!
You do need a hero. Alright, let me get a raid going. We're gonna check out the Nerdy Playbook. They are playing some Dungeons and Dragons right now as well. Let me get that in the chat. Go. If
You
you're
said
tuning
that-
in...
that-
Oh, go ahead.
You said that there was nothing hiding in the water. You
I know.
liar.
I've just been, like, waiting.
It wasn't hiding.
Yeah, it wasn't hiding. It was in plain sight. If you tuned in this week and you liked what you saw and you have not hit the follow button, please do so. I think I'm on commercials with them. What awkward timing this is. How funny. Yes, but make sure to hit the follow button and we will see you all next week. I'm gonna let that play out and then I will put them on. Let me do a be right.